So Josh, we're here at the European Cross ahead of tomorrow. How are you feeling, first of all?
Good, yeah. Excited, probably is the main sort of thing. It's been a while since I've been back racing. I've done a couple of races, so it's like the final one of this small racing block, so it'd be nice to finish it off with a good run here.
Have you watched the horse? Do you know what it's like?
Yeah, so I went there this morning. I think it's quite tough, actually. I think, like, from an outside perspective, looking at it on like the European Athletics sort of like Instagram page and stuff, it looked quite flat, but it's actually a bit more sort of rhythm breaking and undulating than I first thought. I did do one lap quite hard and it's quite sapping, and the ground's quite rutty as well, so I think like where you put your feet and stuff's quite key. I do think though that, yeah, the back part is the best part of the running, like the first sort of per lap, the first sort of kilometre's a bit twisty, and then you can get into a bit of a nicer rhythm in the last sort of 700 of the lap, so yeah, it should be good.
And we know you're team captain as well for the team this weekend. How does that feel to just have that, I guess, to know that you're the captain?
A real honour, really. It wasn't expected. Normally the person that is the team captain on the teams that I've been on, I always look up to, so I guess I'm that figure for this one. So yeah, I just lead by example, I guess, and if anyone needs a helping hand or anything like that, I'm here.
Are you going to do your captain speech tonight?
Yeah, captain speech tonight, yeah. Soundboarded a couple of the guys and stuff on what will hit and what won't hit. So, yeah, I think I'll sort of freestyle it.
Yeah. And speaking of teams, you know, the relay team tomorrow, what do you make of the four of you?
Yeah, it's a really strong team. Last year, once again, we had a really strong team, so I think we'll be up there in the medals. For sure, it's really hard to predict though. You have some guys and girls that are really quick over the 1500 on track, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the cross country, so it's really hard to know where you'll sit with a team, but I think the Brits are always pretty good at translating their speed from the track onto the cross. Coming from like a nation being good at cross country, I reckon we've got a good shot. And
you're the only one in the team that was part of it last year.
Yeah.
How does, I guess, is that almost another kind of leadership role? Are they kind of looking to you for?
Maybe, yeah. I feel like everyone's done their own race though, and they've all been there and done well at Liverpool to get on the team and stuff. So, no, I think they probably all know, but it hurts, but it's also just quite short. So, yeah, you sort of just like let yourself for 4.5 minutes or however long, and then it's done, so it's not too bad.
And for you, what's it like to be back a second year in a row and hopefully to get that podium spot again?
Yeah, it's good. About 6 months ago, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to run anymore. I'd kind of just decided that was kind of me, done with injuries and whatnot, and just sort of changing careers and stuff. But I think in the last 6 months, moving down to London and getting coached by Matt Yates and being in a new group environment, it sort of encouraged me to sort of go, actually my body is holding up really nicely, and I feel good. So yeah, it's great to be back here again, and hopefully I'll run better than I did last year.
Was that just a number of injuries that were kind of building up?
Yeah, I've always struggled with my shins, and that's always set me back for the last 3-4 years. And then actually after Eurocross, I rolled my ankle and fractured it. So I was going to get an operation and get it pinned, but I decided since I wasn't going to be running as much that I don't need that. So the ankle's good, the shins are good now. I think 6 months of just no running whatsoever really helped let the whole body settle, and yeah, I kind of feel like my 19-year-old self again. No injuries, which is nice.
That must be quite mentally challenging, and it sounds like you've almost broken through that kind of mental barrier now that you're here to think that you might give this up.
Yeah, I think I sort of looked at, not my lifestyle as such, but I needed a different distraction in my life. Like just constantly rehabbing and being a full-time athlete, I don't think is healthy for anybody. So just like having like a full-time job now as well as running, I just think if there's a day where my body doesn't feel so good, at least I've got a distraction of like work rather than just going, oh, what am I going to fill my day with? So I think that was probably a good decision from me, among sort of just listening to my body a bit more and being a bit more mature, I guess. Which comes with learning.
I was going to ask, because I noticed that you hadn't done any track this year.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's the reason.